figure was calculated on the 97% or the 5% coming from the east. Do you think that is affecting some Nigerians, or now that election is coming, what do you have to say about that?
But yeah, the thing is,
That's a
he's
big
as
one.
crude as they come, as incompetent as you can get. He's prehistoric and lives in he has shown off his house than Nigeria. He's not fit to lead anyone or anything. He should really be put to pasture or given a space to occupy. You know, it's what I feel.
Oh. And the anti-corruption war.
Which anti-corruption?
Hey.
What do you mean anti-corruption?
But they say they don't try small.
Beginning from 1960.
And then if
corruption day where Babangida built Third Mainland Bridge. Corruption day when Obasanjo gave us GSM. Corruption has been with us since 1960. We've been living on corruption. Yes, those ones before were able to do something. And so when we hear talk about from month to night,
he has
not one single thing has been done.
He has some supporters that claim that claim that he is not corrupt.
Those are big supporters. What are we talking about here?
Okay, let me ask you, if you're president tomorrow and there's 5 people we want to have under corruption, can you give us 5 names that you think?
5 names. What is 5 names? Everyone will ever have it.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Will be sent to jail. What is 5? This is a jungle down here. I know, say you guys are in a comfortable environment, blah blah blah, but we are dying here. We're dying here, Malin. Okay, Nigeria is not the Nigeria you used to know, and all because of incompetent nepotism. I've never seen the kind of corruption that exists in Nigeria since the history of this country. The kind of corruption we're witnessing now, the kind of diversity, the kinds of killings that are going on. Terrorism has become a business for the army, for the police. What's going on? It's shameful.
I had a program both on the security system in Nigeria, and I actually one of my guests was former director of SSS, Chief Mike Ejiofor, Barrister Mike Ejiofor. He actually thinks, that it's not as bad as it is. That security in Nigeria is still.
Those are government picking now. What can they say? What can they say? People talking from both sides of their mouth. Not the same market where they go. Not the same inflation they happen all over. Talking is not as bad.
And I also had a guest too.
How bad? Until all of us die.
I also had a guest. I hope he's listening, Mr. Salisu Muhammad. He's in Abuja there. I hope he's listening. When I put in the flyer yesterday, or was it day before yesterday, which were Nigeria, he was the first to jump in and say Nigeria is as fantastic as we are just portraying Nigeria internationally as a bad place. And I'm surprised you're in Nigeria telling us things are really as bad as it should be.
He may be fantastic in his backyard now, in his household now. Maybe he's one of those people who are chopping. So it's fantastic for him. Nigeria is not bad for everybody. The looters, the criminals, the riffraffs in leadership, it's not bad for them. Because they go, we sit quietly, as docile as ever. They go, they loot the treasury, they do as they like. So how can it be bad for them? Their children are in schools abroad. They've killed education in Nigeria. They always run into to oversee, to check up themselves. Meanwhile, they killed the healthcare in Nigeria. People are dying for even malaria. People are dying for headache. People are dying because the medical sector does not exist. Most of your bright lawyers are all finding doctors are finding their way to Canada.
Yeah, that's
serious brain drain in this country. So what are we talking about? Nigeria is good for the few who are stealing, yes.
Can I ask you another question? Since you started this Mumu Don't Do movement, has the government ever invited you to have a peaceful talk with you, to dialogue with you?
They don't care for anybody.
They don't.
Rather, it will go to gag everybody, gag journalists, gag anybody who is an opposition. That's how we use democracy. I've said that democracy is too sophisticated for Africans. We need a benevolent dictator. I thought that was what this man was coming to do. I didn't know he was a yahoo.com.
That's a good one. That's a good one. I'm sure his supporters don't believe that. But we here in diaspora.
Does he have a certificate?
In diaspora, yes. We here in diaspora, we just need...
The problem with us, Marlene, the problem with us is that why? Because I don't believe in the North, that you can't find intellectuals, intelligent gentlemen. It's a lie. I don't believe that. I don't believe that in the North you can't find exceptional Nigerians. It's a lie. I don't believe that. But all over Nigeria, from the north to the west to the south, we are ruled by the worst of us. How can the worst of us be leading the best of us? It's not good. It's not normal. It's abnormal. Nnamdi Kanu that called here a zoo. He wasn't totally wrong. I call it a jungle, though. I don't know the difference. A zoo and a jungle are all the same. Because we've allowed nincompoops, riffraffs, to be in a position of leadership. And enough is enough.
Well, I don't know if I should mention the Nnamdi Kanu case. Because that's a situation that, or should I say, a circumstance that I don't even know how we can deal with it. I'm from...
Nnamdi Kanu addressed a lot of issues.
Yes.
Marginalization, injustice. And it's on those issues. Those issues have not been, we have not found a proper answer to those issues. Why should we say one Nigeria and yet, we are not one? I said, this present moment in our history is the first time we've been ever so divided as a country. Those were the things that Nnamdi Kanu was speaking about. Have those issues been addressed? No. What did they do? They carried soldiers to go and do whatever. Okay? Meanwhile, herdsmen are killing our people. Boko Haram is terrorizing Nigerians. And the government, the responsible government, is sitting and negotiating with Boko Haram. It's turning a blind eye to the killings, the obnoxious killings of Nigerians by the herdsmen. I beg, how we go do this thing?
No, that program I had on security. That was what one person said. So, and the other one says IPOB is a terrorist, and then herdsmen. I know they're just criminals. And the other ones.
Boko Haram, that is the world acclaimed terrorist, maybe number 2 worldwide. You're negotiating with them. You want to give them amnesty. But people shouting Biafra for self-actualization.
Yeah.
Because they want to go their way. With no guns. No, they are not armed, nothing. You shut them down. But the real terrorists, you negotiate with them. Today they will tell us the herdsmen are from Niger Republic, the herdsmen are from here, the herdsmen are from there. But they are the people with the cows now.
Abby?
Which kind of country is this?
And
you guys in the diaspora, you can't just sit down there and do
no, that's part of the reason.
We can't let this thing keep happening like this.
That is part of the reason we started this show. We started this show for our voice to be heard. But before that, we want to touch base with everything, most things that are going on, both good and bad, happening back home. And then, like now, we're talking about it, dialoguing, you're telling us what's going on. A lot of people are listening. I have a lot of listeners, both here in UK, America, Germany, and all that. Those are mainly where I have my listeners and viewers from Facebook. They're listening, they're hearing you. But then, we can't just believe in one person saying this, one person saying that. Like I have hinted you about 3 guests I had.
Well, it's not a question, Marlene.
Yes.
It's not a question one person saying that.
Yes, it's just you.
You're talking to Charlie Boy.
Charlie Boy, yes. That's why.
Father of the youth.
Oh my gosh.
Nigeria.
Of course.
I don't have any other address.
Yes.
So, if I don't know what is happening around me,
nobody will.
I'm a mumu myself. Who else will know?
Yes, and then can I take you back to your state, Imo State?
Yeah.
Oga Rochas Okorocha. He's been doing so much in your state. I don't know if you want to talk about it.
Much of what? So much of damage or so?
Damage, I mean, all we hear is damage, yes.
That's why I call him War Banshina.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
And that is why sooner than later,
yes.
Because like it's in Sokoto, it's the same in Owerri. Like it's in Kaduna, it's the same in Port Harcourt. This political space have been taken over by riffraffs and criminals. Until we do something about that, we'll be exchanging one thief for another thief. And any subsequent thief that comes in, it's in our DNA.
Yeah.
For that subsequent thief to steal more than his predecessor. So if we don't take care of that now, if we don't go back to the values and the morals of the 50s, of the 60s, when we were born, we're going to be in a lot of trouble. Recently they say, police people should mop up arms. Mop up arms?
I heard that.
For what? While headsmen are
only in the east, so mop up arms only in the east.
Which only in the east? Mop up arms nationwide.
Wow.
And you wonder why is the police telling us to mop up arms? Meanwhile, terrorism has become a business in Nigeria. Then one of them came out to say, we should arm ourselves. Which one are we to follow now? Tell me, which one are we to follow? Mop up arms so you can come and slaughter us like chickens, like has been going on. Do you know that between January this year, only this year, till now, more than 3,000 Nigerians have died by the herdsmen? Do you know that?
No, we didn't.
And you're asking me to give up my arms? Hell no. God punish them, no remain.
The Mumu don't do. Is it only in Abuja that you're?
How can it be only in Abuja?
It's everywhere. Nationwide. So you're going to extend it to fully extend it here.
We have Mumu don't do is a coalition of different groups who are angry, vexed, and frustrated with the system.
Okay, I didn't know that. I thought it was just a Charlie Boy made-up group movement. Hello? 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 It looks like I've lost him. But while I'm trying to get him back, soon I'll do a little shout out. I hope you all are listening, my viewers and my listeners. Yes, we did a health 2-3 weeks back, and I decided to take it back to a little bit of political issues. And then it's not like a politics like you know about, like the Mumu Don't Do movement is a very, how do I put it now, a peaceful movement that is helping to tackle the few problems we have in Nigeria. Not tackle it, but point out, make us aware of, let's be aware of what's going on, both good or bad. But we can never say never, because since I've left, since a few now, the bad has been worse than the good. And there's nothing, hold on please. Hello? Yeah, I lost you a bit. So while I was, when we lost you, I was just trying to talk to my listeners, my viewers, to relate to what our conversations, in case anybody wasn't on when we started the conversation, and then explaining the Mumu Don't Do movement being a very peaceful and non-violent movement.
Okay, first of all, let me explain to you the concept.
Yeah, okay. The Mumu Don't Do, yes.
Who is a Mumu? Mumu, like is broken English.
Yes.
Okay? It means stupidity.
Stupidity, yes.
That is, our foolishness, our stupidity is enough. Yeah? Any husband we marry, we're supposed to be responsible, is a family man with children that will spend his life in the bar, drinking away his money. It's a mumu. Any young person, okay, that would rather sit down and keep complaining about how government is not working for him, but at any election, he will be seeking politicians where he will go collect 5,000 to vote somebody when he not supposed to vote. That person, now the highest mumu. Any leader for this Nigeria, we feel say, no, only him fit talk anything, do as he like, steal as he like, oppress people as he like. He's the greatest mumu, because one day, those security that he surrounds himself with will not be able to protect him. Any leader that does not take into cognizance and consideration the plight of the people, and you leave your people to keep dying by this kind of obnoxious poverty, God will punish you, punish your generations to come. You're a mumu leader. So, it's a catchphrase, because our mumu don't do. Enough is enough.
With your description, that means really we don't have 2% of our mumu don't do people in Nigeria, because every politician is actually categorized like that. Okay. I can't think of one or two that is the other way, except the upcoming. That's another thing I was going to ask. This upcoming, there's a lot of young people now joining politics, and I believe some of them also are taking the footsteps of the old, like the Godfathers and all that. How do we? You don't think so?
No, not all of them. I know that the people who have stolen Nigerian money want to perpetuate themselves in governance.
Yes.
If not their children, their friends, their brothers, their sisters, their father, their mother. But their father, then go same way, come 2019. But I'm happy that the youths, those incredible, exceptional youths, some even in the diaspora, that are trying to come together, because at one point, very soon, we all converge at one point to give our all in the struggle for a better Nigeria. I'm very happy that the youths are waking up. Not all of them, some are waking up. But we just need a critical mass. We don't, in the Bible, it said many are called, few are chosen. So the people where they chop Nigerian money, they not reach 100. Where they really butcher Nigerian money, they not reach 100. So the people who are going to save this country from destruction They did not reach 50. Those are the ones that I call exceptional youths of this country.
Oh, that's fantastic. So at least we have some good people tonight. So even in diaspora,
Yes,
we in diaspora.
Soon,
yeah.
I'm happy with some of the things that are people in diaspora. Hello, are you there?
Yes, we can hear you. Yes.
Yes, I'm happy with some of the things that they're doing. At least when Baba lands on Monday, I mean, they went to shout at his head, "We don't want you anymore." And how many people don't tell him like that?
Wow.
Baba Sanjo don't talk. Babangida don't talk. Abdul Salam don't talk. Yakubu Gowon don't talk. Everybody's saying no. We don't want again. You say now by force. As old as you are, you're not going to. When they were head of state, when he was the head of state, wasn't he 30 something? So if in Peking come now, here in Peking go they drag him. You can see the mess we're in.
Yeah, I can imagine. So, you think we have solution to that apart from the youth coming out?
Of course, our solution is our waking up from our docility, and gradually we're coming out of our shell. I see very young and very promising young people, independent candidates, coming out. That is a good thing. So the next move now is to see how, as the area father, how we can mobilize and organize ourselves into a force to oppose this rubbish that is going on.
Okay, let me take you back to one of the earlier statements we had about Christianity, about being born again. I just remembered, I was just smiling when I remember it. In your Instagram, I saw a video of you doing kind of a voodoo kind of thing with this woman, as if the Holy Spirit. There's this woman dressed like not a native doctor, but there's this woman like how do I put it in Igbo land? Like she's from the water, dressed in white, and you doing some kind of voodoo kind of, I'm acting like I'm on TV as I can see. I know, like your or something. My son was asking me.
It was just a prayer.
Okay, it was prayer. Okay.
I was just praying.
Okay.
But you see, people see what they see.
Spirituality. That's what I'm saying. That's what my son saw it. I was like, "What's this, mommy?" I said, "Well, I didn't even know it was prayers because we don't pray like that."
It was a prayer for Nigeria.
Oh, that's
it was
fantastic.
A prayer that God should, put able-bodied, exceptional Nigerians who can come together and face this thing.
Wow.
Face this oppression that we're all going through. You should have taken time to listen to what was happening there. I was just praying. But my physique just
actions.
It gave me insight. So I'm subject to different interpretation by people.
Yes.
People where they see me like native doctor.
Yes.
People where they see me like spiritualist, not them sabi. But what I know is like Jesus, like Charlie.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That's a good one though. If Charlie Boy will be born again, that would be fantastic, I tell you.
What do you mean? Have I not been born?
You said you've been born since we've been born before.
Background and I'm coming from.
Of course, that's the thing. I know the background you're coming from. That's why I'm actually laughing.
Like I said, for 26 years, I was brainwashed, overfed by moral values, principle, integrity, the catechism, when we talk on the Bible study, that I even wanted to become a priest. Is that a joke? So you can know how much I was overstuffed with religion in my formative years for 26 years. So I can never be too far from anything spiritual. I can never be too far from Jesus, from God, who I know has a hand in all that I do, who has blessed this mission to see that a change comes to this country, it will be in my lifetime. It won't be after I'm dead and gone. Because I am really privileged to meet outstanding Nigerians. I know they are good people. We're not all criminals. They are good Nigerians. And they're good Nigerians that love this country.
Wow.
This is the time for the youth. These old people should just pack themselves in one corner and get the bloody heck out of our way.
The election around the corner. You've been pushing for everybody to get their cards and voters' cards and all that. Has it been working? Has it been working?
It can't be working, but we have different plans.
Okay.
It can't be working when some people, you know, I mean, PVC should be the easiest thing to get.
Yeah.
Okay. It can't be working when some people will go to a center in the morning, 5 a.m. in the morning, till 6 p.m. in the evening. They don't see it. They are asked to come back the next day. Meanwhile, in certain areas in the north, they come to your house to give you the PVC.
You see?
So what do you make out of all of that? What do you think is happening? They've already started to rig it, but then go jam rock. Take it from me. Then go jam rock, because all those undercover mago underpass, we know them. We know all of them, and we're getting ourselves ready. We'll be there at the junction. We'll be there.
Oh well. We're not today half.
Maybe we talk something lighter, because
yes.
Politics, as
before
Nigeria,
yes.
They frustrate me. You know, when I talk about Nigeria, it's like I won't cry.
I was going to
go.
Begin
the cry for your listeners.
I was going to go there. I was going to say that let's get closer to home. That's the word. Let's get closer to home. You are not that young, area father. You've been fighting for this for over 3 decades. For youth, for not just youth, adults. Because I remember, I don't know if you saw in Dele Momodu's Instagram, where he was actually hailing you also for helping him, supporting him during his election as president. I don't know if you saw that. So you helped a lot of people, not just the youths. And what I was going to ask, how long do you think you'll go on fighting for us? You're 66, if I'm right. Or are you?
Now you know that.
I have to tell everybody now. I'm sorry, I have to say that area father is 66 and he's still fighting, looking like a 40-year-old man. So please, how long are you going to continue fighting for the youth and for the nation Nigeria?
As long as they are exceptional, unique young ones who want to see a better Nigeria. As long as the youths keep challenging me, because I'm learning so much from these young people, and I hope also that I'm making an impact in their life. I know I've motivated, I've inspired millions and thousands and millions of Nigerian youths to always chase their dreams, never to give up on themselves, okay? To believe in themselves, okay? Because even when I started, my parents, Nigerians, they didn't believe in me.
Yeah.
They thought, they didn't know the difference between, the image and the man itself.
Yeah.
They mixed everything up. Okay? But I'm still here.
Yeah.
20 days later, I'm still here. I'm still doing the same thing.
Yeah.
And it's the young people that have kept me youthful and useful. Okay? So until I can no longer walk, I can no longer follow them to go and protest. I can no longer live even with a walking stick there. I can no longer leave my house. Until then, I ain't going to stop, because this is what I live for. My father used to always tell me that, If you see injustice anywhere, fight it. Because if you don't, it will come back to chop your head off. And the imagery of something chopping off my head, I no agree.
I was gonna say, when you said your parents somehow didn't actually believe, I have to give it
They didn't believe, yes.
Yeah, I have to give it to Lady D. I have to give it to her, because I don't know if I can, because sometimes, like what you're doing, it's not just you going there to protest and all that. As a wife in the house, I'm sure she worries sometimes if for you to be hurt, either for you to be attacked or something like that. When you go out, I believe she's holding her hand.
I'm sure I've made my family
scared.
I've scared them. I've made them very worried about me, and all of that. But they know that this is my way. This is my life. This is what I think God has sent me for, to be able to use me to talk to people, to reach people, to redesign people, redesign my environment. I think this is innate. It's in my DNA. So
then I have to kudos you also.
From the tree,
yes, I have to give it to you too for actually how you're able to put everything together, the activism, the struggle, to be a father,
maintain a together
family, especially being married to one person for almost 40 years. How do you, and then Charlie boy, how do you do it?
Well, easy. I mean, easy. Everything in management, I've known that, even marriage is management. Okay? Because, it's not about being compatible.
Yes.
It's about understanding you guys are two different kind of persons. It's about dealing with the incompatibility. It's about agreeing to manage and to take all the bullshit, even when you don't want to take it. You understand? So, marriage is management, it's discipline, it's tolerance. And, you guys, you better be talking.
Can I be the voice of my viewers and listeners and ask, how many children have you got?
I got 9 kids and I got 15 grandchildren.
Wow.
Yes, I must be the youngest grandfather, and by the grace of God, very soon, the great in Africa. Yes, so Dubai
area father. That's a good one, because sometimes you call yourself a street boy, sometimes you call yourself
boy.
Well, but
I am an aristocratic street boy.
How can I hear you? Oh my gosh. Wow, this is one Friday that I really didn't think I was going to come out, but I've come out and had so much fun talking to him. But please, sir, we still have another hour to go. But if I can tell you to just take a break a little bit, take 10 minutes, and give me also 10 minutes to get myself surrounded here, and then we'll get back to this wonderful, wonderful talk we're having. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. Okay, sir. You've been listening to Area Father himself, Charlie Boy, Area Father, the Odudubariba one of Africa. Well, like I told you earlier on, I was so ill with this flu that I hardly could talk. But here I am now, talking and laughing. And I hope you'll be able to, mellow down. Initially, when you talk politics, people take it seriously. And we were like, okay, Charlie boy, he will do this, do that. Before even I said anything, once my caption said, which were Nigeria, I got calls and I got people bombarding me. You don't start with Charlie boy. Which one and I want to do again with Nigeria? But you have listened. There's nothing that is not truth about what he has said. Nigeria is what Nigeria is. President Buhari is who he is. And the youth coming up, I have a few people coming up, like in Delta. I have Honorable Godfrey Ishegbe. He's one person I can vow for, that he's coming up with the youth rallying around him, and he's the kind of people we need. Young people, if you're young and want to get into this, and not to emulate the past, these old people that are now just all they